Did you think of Charlotte for the role? I didn't write the film or the script for Charlotte. I can say that. I thought about her when I wrote it. I thought about her very soon, very early. When I first wrote it, I thought she was perhaps too young for the role. And the person in the role was originally Australian in the novel. I thought perhaps we needed an Australian. And then finally, I couldn't find anybody I needed in Australia. And so time went by. And then Charlotte got a little bit older. She hadn't really aged, but she was now 38. She had 2 children. And so it was more likely that she could play the role. So we asked her, and the miracle occurred. And so that was a real gift for the film. When did you start writing this adaptation? When does it go back to? 4 or 5 years ago?
5 years ago.
Oh,
yeah,
we start.
Adaptation was 5 years ago. Je suis un peu lente.
Est-ce que c'était difficile de choisir un deuxième?
Was it difficult to choose a second film after Ota has gone, after all of the criticism, all of the critics who expect so much of you? Was it difficult to make this second film? I won't make 15 films, no doubt, but every time it's difficult to make a film. You have demands of yourself. You want things to be different and more difficult too, as films go. So there was pressure on me, but at the same time I took my time. I didn't want to go too fast, but when I read the story, it really marked me. But time has to go by to make you realize just how you enjoy this film or enjoy this story. It has to be a marathon, so you have to see whether it's really worth it. So to come back to the question earlier concerning the children, on a shooting you have to be very open. You have to remain ready to film the little accidents. And the fact of having made documentaries before this film, and then after my feature film, this reminded me that the shooting had to be very free and as supple, as flexible as possible. Disney Channel, for Morgana Davis. What did you like in the character of Simone, and do you feel close to the character of Simone? So what did you like most in your character?
I liked most that she was independent, and she wanted to do stuff that like most people wouldn't want to do, and she liked climbing and everything, and yeah. Finito.
Et est-ce qu'elle te ressemble?
And is she like you? Are you like her?
Do you think she looks like you?
Yeah.
In which way?
Yeah.
In which way?
Pardon?
In which way?
In which way? I think that she's independent and that she likes climbing trees. and yeah.
And you're not girly, yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Petit garçon
Not
manqué.
girly.
She doesn't like to put dresses.
No dresses.
Mais tu ne parles pas dans les arbres. You don't talk in the trees normally.
No, I don't talk to a tree normally.
Justement, à propos des arbres, j'ai lu que
concerning trees,
le Baron Perché d'Italo Calvino.
you want, I believe, to make the Baron Perché. What do you like about trees? Well, when I was a child, I always wanted to make a film out of this book, Baron Perché, because I used to climb in trees a lot when I was a child, and so I was able to observe the world while being hidden at the same time. And I loved the idea of having a house up in a tree. This was the pleasure I had as a child. And this novel brought it all back again. And so for a second film, but I thought, well, it's a masterpiece at the same time. It's not easy to make a film about this. But perhaps luckily, the rights were unobtainable. The author had decided that none of his books would be adapted. So this idea of the tree, I don't know why it came to me, but it did. So thanks to this, we found this book. We were looking for a book, and it's a cousin of mine who suggested it to me. I don't know why, but this hidden life brought a lot to me. It enriched me. Did it raise any problem for the set, giving the film a life, giving the tree a life? Because the tree is a central character and is almost as alive as the other characters. With Nigel Blogg, the cameraman, we tried to film it as a character. And not to get into anthropomorphism and to go into a fantastic world, but just to find the necessary distance in order to evoke its mystery. It had lots of characteristics. It was welcoming, it was bewitching, consoling for the child. It's a tree which also is rather scary. It almost destroys the house. It does destroy the house. And so you had to find different ways. The tree couldn't change, but we had to stress its roots, as it were. And then there was the editing. The editing was important. We did a wonderful job with the editor in order to take the same shots, and you know, a shot can be shown in 15 different ways according to how you edit it. And then the sound was very important with the mixing and the sound to give life to the tree and to create this sense of mystery. There we are, that's it.
Charlotte, was there a scene that you were a little bit afraid of, that you were apprehensive about? No, the storm scene. I knew that there would be lots of mechanics involved, as it were. I knew it would be a big scene to make. How long did it take? It took a whole week. It took a week, only a week. Okay. But a scene that I was apprehensive about, no. Yes, there is a scene. It seems to be nothing, but I had to sing. I had to sing Bach. And I found it extremely intimidating, and I was very uneasy about it. Why was it intimidating? I don't know. Have you ever tried to sing Bach? I can't sing at all, says the moderator. In the car, she had to sing Bach. And Julie does this. She can sing with no problem. But Charlotte, I didn't have the necessary fantasy, or I just couldn't. I couldn't manage. You did it better when you did it in when you dubbed it. This is the only time when there was any difficulty. It was incredible to see her every time. She was right into the scene. Sometimes after 2 takes, I said, let's take another one for the pleasure of taking another one, but she'd already done it so well. Next question. You've just had a tour in the United States as a singer, and after Cannes in June, you'll be singing all summer. Do you make a natural connection between your profession or your way of expressing yourself through song and your profession as an actor? No. It's very wonderful to go from one to the other, singer to actress. But here, I don't know what it was when I was in the United States, when the concerts were taking place.
J'étais différente.
I was different. It was another moment of life. I hope I'll get back to that. I've got a little bit of apprehension, but there's no link between the two.
D'autres questions?
Any other questions from the room?
Bien.
No? Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody. And congratulations. And a good screening. And well done for the film. One of the most wonderful films that we've seen for the closure of the Cannes Film Festival.